In April 1914, President Woodrow Wilson declared American neutrality in the European conflict, hoping to keep the United States out of World War I.
As German submarines began targeting neutral ships, President Wilson found himself facing growing pressure from American citizens and businesses to act against Germany's unrestricted submarine warfare. On May 7, 1915, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger commanded the German U-boat that torpedoed the RMS Lusitania off the coast of Ireland, setting in motion events that would change history. On May 7, 1915, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger sighted the RMS Lusitania off the coast of Ireland, marking the moment when civilian tragedy began to unfold.
In response to the Lusitania's sinking, President Woodrow Wilson's administration issued strong protests against Germany, setting the stage for potential American intervention in World War I.
The debate over America's role in World War I intensified as President Wilson grappled with the nation's response to the sinking of the Lusitania. On May 7, 1915, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger sights the massive silhouette of the RMS Lusitania in the distance, unaware that his actions will alter history forever.
In Washington, D.C., President Woodrow Wilson grapples with the implications of the Lusitania disaster, knowing that every word will be scrutinized by the world.
Ambassador Walter Hines Page warns President Wilson of escalating tensions and the possibility of American military involvement as public sentiment shifts towards intervention. On that fateful day, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger prepared for what would be one of the most consequential moments of World War I.
The weight of public opinion began to shift as news of the Lusitania's fate reached American shores, pushing President Wilson towards a difficult decision. Schwieger's actions had grave implications for international relations and would ultimately drag America into the war.
On May 7th, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger sights the RMS Lusitania off the coast of Ireland. He orders his crew to prepare for an attack on this massive civilian ship. Back in Washington, President Woodrow Wilson is compelled to respond forcefully to Germany's actions, seeking international condemnation and justice for the victims.
At 2:10 p.m., Kapitanleutnant Schwieger fires a single torpedo that strikes the Lusitania, setting off a devastating explosion that sinks the ship in just 18 minutes.
In the early evening hours of May 7th, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger's actions set in motion a chain reaction that would alter global politics forever.
Back in Washington, President Woodrow Wilson receives news of the Lusitania's fate, prompting immediate protests against Germany's actions and setting the stage for future debates over American intervention in World War I.
As survivors' accounts spread, President Wilson's stance becomes clear. America cannot remain indifferent to such atrocities, laying groundwork for a reluctant nation's potential entry into war. On that fateful day, Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger aimed his Humanus 20's torpedo at a British ocean liner, unaware that his actions would alter history forever. In response to the tragedy, President Woodrow Wilson issued a strong condemnation, laying the groundwork for America's eventual intervention in World War I.
As the nation mourned its lost citizens, President Wilson's speeches rallied support for interventionist policies, shifting public opinion toward joining the war effort.
In the wake of the Lusitania's sinking, President Wilson faced mounting pressure to take decisive action against Germany.
For Kapitanleutnant Walther Schwieger, the decision to sink the Lusitania had unforeseen consequences that would forever alter international relations and ignite public outrage in America. The sinking of the Lusitania marked a turning point, as America's leaders began to prepare for a future where neutrality might no longer be an option.